Hello everyone, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week of January 2013. Before I get started, I got a couple of things I want to say. In case you haven't noticed, in case you haven't figured this out yet, or in case you're new to this channel or something like that, I don't know what the case may be, but I recently joined the good people at Dark Avenger Inc. I am on the Dark Avenger Inc. Plus channel. It's more fun than I thought it was going to be. And as my good friend TheMtVernonKid, my buddy Chris has said, it's like these people truly do have a love for comic books, and these are my kind of people too. I just love to, it's kind of relit a little bit of my fire for my love for comic books. Now I get to sit here and talk about comic books even more, and it's fun. Let's see, as I am filming this right now, the last thing I did for Dark Avenger Inc. Plus was, I believe, a back issue review of my two favorite moments from the Spider-Man Back in Black storyline. Go check that out. Subscribe to Dark Avenger Inc. Subscribe to Dark Avenger Inc. Plus, or or follow them on Facebook. I'll put the links in the description. The next things I want to do for Dark Avenger Inc. Plus is I would like to do 3 more reviews in the works. I want to do one for Savage Wolverine #1 and the current issues of the current Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men series. I would like to do those as well, so stay tuned for those on Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. But we're here on my channel now. We're going to talk about some books. And keep in mind, these reviews that I'm going to do on Inc. Plus, I'm going to do them a little differently than I do on here, because I would like to try different things from time to time, so be aware of that. I got 3 from Marvel, and the rest are all from DC. So we're going to get started with the Marvel and end it with DC. Alright, we're going to start with Astonishing X-Men #58. Wow, I like that cover. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Marjorie Liu, damn, you're still just killing it here. You're taking a character that I didn't have that much love for, but wow, Miss Liu, you got me. You cast out the hook, you got me in the jaw, and you pulled me. You got me. This was good. This was really good. Was it heavy on the action? Sorta. But excuse me. What really sells? I don't rehearse any of this, folks. What really sells this book is the storytelling involving the character of Warbird. We get to get a little more emotionally connected to this character. We know anybody who, before reading this story, anybody who saw Warbird as a kick-ass warrior, like, oh yeah, here comes Warbird, she's gonna kick some ass, yeah, they might see her a little differently here after this story, especially the way it concludes. It's really, really beautifully done. I'm not gonna say that much because I don't want to ruin anything, especially for this book, but it's nicely done. I mean, the focus is like 90% on Warbird, and it's done really well. Marjorie Liu, you're doing a good job. Keep it up, and I hope you stay on this series for quite a while. I wouldn't complain if you became like if you grew attached to this series like Peter David was attached to X Factor. Just saying. Okay, this next book came really close to being my pick of the week, but something beat it out, and I'll get to that later. Our second book on the list is Uncanny Avengers #3. Excuse me. I can never get enough light in here. Got the windows open for light, but it's already getting dark outside, so you have to pardon the poor lighting. And the train's going through. Great! Yeah, Uncanny Avengers #3. Rick Remender, John Cassidy. Look, minor nitpicking here, but it felt like it took forever for this book to come out. And now I'm starting to remember the one gripe that a lot of fans have with John Cassidy. When he's doing the artwork, it takes forever to get each issue out. Or at least that's what it seems like. When John Cassidy was doing the artwork for Astonishing X-Men, it seemed like each issue would take like maybe four months to get each issue out, because he took his time. Despite the fact that John Cassidy is a great artist, his biggest problem is he can never meet a deadline. That was my only problem with John Cassidy, is that if he's on the book, it's going to be a while before you see the next issue. But I understand that Cassidy's leaving the series, I think, after this issue. Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. But Rick Remender's still doing a great job here. We get Red Skull and some of his S-men, as he calls them, attacking New York. He's got Charles Xavier's powers. He's got his damn brain in his head. Or he's grafted his brain into his, or something like that. And wow, this right here was a great example on making the Red Skull look like a badass threat. It was remarkably well done. And it's even affecting some of the heroes that are trying to combat him, including Captain America of all people. Damn, that's some power. If the Red Skull's able to use his mental powers, the powers that he stole from Charles Xavier, to possibly manipulate Captain America, that's some pretty serious shit. But this issue also focuses one thing. Havoc, Alex Summers, is the leader of this team, and that's refreshing. You know, usually when you see Captain America on any team, whether it be, you know, Avengers, New Avengers, Secret Avengers, whatever, usually it's going to end up him being the leader. It just seems kind of de facto, you know what I'm saying? But no, he actually points out, and you see it more than, and you see it told to you more than once. Havoc is the leader, and I like that. It's nice to see Havoc getting some decent development here, especially, you know, since he's been, you know, gone so long and everything like that. It's nice to see him again taking that leadership role. And as far as the story goes, Red Skull does a good job. He's got everybody in New York going crazy. Everybody's seeing the X gene in people. Innocent people are getting slaughtered. I mean, beaten to death. And Red Skull just can't get enough of it. He thinks it's funny. He thinks it's glorious that so many people are killing people, or people are getting killed because of him, and he's just getting a kick out of it. He's, you know, dare I say, he's the greatest criminal mind of our time. Nah, but oh, this issue is really serious, especially with Wolverine. The ending. Damn. That's all I'm going to say is damn. Moving on. Wolverine and the X-Men, number 24. This issue was great. This was great. We still got Jason Aaron on the writing, which is a plus. But we got David Lopez doing the art, which is a step up from Bradshaw. No offense to Mr. Bradshaw, but Lopez's artwork is a little bit better, in my opinion. And yeah, get a good look at that cover, because that's what happens in here. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil that. This is what happens in here, and Storm lets this happen against Black Panther's wishes. I'm like, they're not. Her and Black Panther aren't married anymore, and he understands that, but he's just like, Aurora, just promise me one thing. Not him. Anyone but him. That's where the story begins. It's just great. And you see Wolverine's attitude played really well when his character, as far as his character development is concerned. his attitude is still there. He shows up in a bar. He's beat up all to hell, and he's like, I need beer and lots of it. And Kitty and Iceman, current Iceman, not 1960s Iceman, but the current Iceman, they go out on a date, and it's kind of weird, and I'll leave it at that. Things are not looking so well for little Brew, and I'm not going to ruin that. I'm not going to ruin anything else of that. There's a kind of a chuckle scene involving Beast and Abigail. That was kind of funny. It's like, Beast, Hank, come on, man. Your girlfriend's got green hair. You're out in space, and she's horny. What the hell are you thinking? Really, Hank, come on. Your girlfriend wants some, and you're just going to sit there and blow her off. Damn, really. But it's nice, and we get to see well, I wouldn't call it a wardrobe change. Let's say, well, I don't know. We get to see a certain change in Storm that's going to affect some other books in the future, and it's nice. I mean, this book was really nothing spectacular or all that until we get to the end of the book, where the cliffhanger makes you go, whoa. The cliffhanger makes me want issue 25 even that much more. This was a fun read. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. It was well written. The artwork was great, and I like where this series is going. It's just phenomenal stuff. It wasn't really heavy on the action at all, but what really it was like, it had some nice storytelling and some nice comedy, and sometimes it's all you need in a good book, and this was a good example of that. Alright, we're moving on to DC. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books from DC. We're going to start with Batwoman, number 16. J.H. Williams III. Dude, you're awesome. This artwork is just gorgeous. This cover is nothing short of incredible. That is a nice cover. The storytelling moved along pretty well for what it was. My only complaint is that I kind of felt like we should have gotten a little bit more from Batwoman and Wonder Woman. Just a little bit more. We're still focusing a lot on some of the supporting cast members, some of the villains, and I'm like, this is Batwoman series. We need to see just a little bit more Batwoman. Just a little bit more. That's really my only complaint. It's still moving along very well. I'm not completely fond of like 90% of the dialogue being told in a thought process instead of actual speech bubbles. I'm not completely sold on that, but still the storytelling is very wow. And I don't really want to ruin hardly any of this. This is just really good. This is really good stuff. I mean, is it perfect? No, there is some flaws in here, but I don't really want to critique it that much because I don't want to sound like a hypocrite after I just said it was an awesome book. But excuse me. But it is a very nice series for what it is, and it's very nice. I'll just say it has some good pacing involving Medusa. She's trying to, you know, resurrect her mother, the mother of all monsters and everything. We get a nice 2-page spread of Wonder Woman fighting the Hydra. That's some good stuff. A certain player in the game who's very close to Batwoman makes a surprising return in here. We get some very creepy dialogue from the Frankenstein monster with the hook hand. Very creepy stuff. And I just can't see anything more without ruining it. It ends, and it's got a decent cliffhanger, and it's just good stuff. I can't say anything more about it. Moving along, Birds of Prey, number 16. Pardon me again. against the menace of Strix. Dwayne Straczynski, Ramona Molinar, they're continuing to do a good job here. The cover is sort of correct, although I have to nitpick about one thing. The cover, when I say the cover is sort of correct, I mean, I'll go ahead and spoil this. On the cover, you see Strix, the female Talon, punching Batgirl. That does not happen in this book. She goes after everybody else. Batgirl is the one person she doesn't mess with. So this is sort of correct, but flip-flopped at the same time. Batgirl is the only person that this Talon won't mess with. Out of respect, I guess out of respect or friendship or something like that. So the cover can sort of throw you off. The dialogue from Starling is always good. I love that character. She's awesome. Most of this book consists of mainly misunderstandings. You know, you got Condor coming in thinking Strix is a threat and goes after her, and all hell breaks loose because of a simple oops my bad kind of moment. And we got some pretty decent espionage in here, with some good action, some good fight scenes and stuff like that. But then the end of the book, woo, wow, the end of the book with Dinah and her canary cry. What the hell is going on? Shit, I don't know what to say about the ending of the book. Something weird is going on with Dinah, and I'm hoping it gets explained pretty soon. I'm really hoping that DC doesn't continue to drag this out. I mean, come on. We've been seeing this for a while with Dinah having trouble controlling her powers and everything. But come on, DC, get it wrapped up quickly before it drags on and people quit caring. But that's pretty much it. This was a good book. This was really good. Dwayne Straczynski is the only other person who's been writing Batgirl besides Gail Simone, and he does a pretty good job. Well, yeah, other people besides Dwayne and Gail write Batgirl and other titles. I better retract that statement. You know, Scott Snyder's done it and everything like that, but to me, nobody writes her better than Gail does, but that's just my opinion. This is good, though. This was pretty good, and I'm glad I'm sticking with it. Alright, next up, we got a triple shot of Green Lantern goodness, folks. Yow. We're going to start with Green Lantern number 16. Jeff Johns, Doug Mahnke. I'm willing to bet Jeff Johns probably wrote this in his bed wearing his Hal Jordan pajamas. This whole Rise of the Third Army is starting to get a little bit better, especially with Boz here. Up until this point, I really didn't have that much love for this particular Green Lantern because he was just going around saying, I'm innocent of this and this and this and this, or stop hating me and this and this, the awful stereotypes, the really bad stereotyping. And here, wasn't really doing anything good for this character up until now. Now I finally give a damn about this guy, and it's really well done. I will give Jeff Johns that. I mean, I know I've been trashing him here lately, but this was a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I really do believe that. Boz gets to learn more about the Green Lantern powers. He gets to learn more about how to be a Green Lantern, especially with the lanterns that he's supposed to recharge his ring every once in a while. Now he's finally learned that. But in here, I'm sorry, y'all know me, I'm brutally honest, but I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this, okay? So spoiler alert, okay? Because I got a little bit of a problem here. Simon Boz, a rookie, I mean a rookie in the Green Lantern Corps. He's able to do something in here that that according to Badge, no other Green Lantern in the history of the entire Corps has been able to do. He's able to heal a guy in a coma. That moment, I know Geoff Johns was going for that heroic, Oscar-winning moment, in this book. I know this particular scene's got Geoff Johns' fingerprints all over it because, according to him, Green Lanterns can do fucking anything. But to me, that particular scene felt extremely forced. I'm like, really? You're going to have Boz do this? I'm damn surprised you never had Hal Jordan do this shit. Really, Jeff? Look, I'm not trying to be an asshole, okay? But seriously, you're going to say that this Green Lantern and only this Lantern is able to actually heal people just by blasting them with Green Lantern energy. Whatever. I'm having a little trouble buying that. I'm sorry, but that just seems a little too far-fetched that a guy who is barely a rookie in the Green Lantern Corps is able to do something that the legendary Hal Jordan has never been able to do. Really, Jeff? Whatever. But the book was good for what it was. Next up, Green Lantern Corps number 16. This takes place immediately at the end of Green Lantern 16. And thank God they were able to tell you that. Peter Tomasi, Fernando Pessorin, they do. I'm hoping I didn't butcher the artist's name because this was really good stuff. To me, this was even better. This was better than Green Lantern 16. Serious, you guys. Corps and New Guardians is better than this shit. This right here, these two books being better than this one proves my belief that Geoff Johns is slightly overrated. But on to Green Lantern Corps. We got the Third Army going after Guy Gardner after a bullshit statement by the Guardians of the Universe saying, okay, basically what the Guardians are saying is Guy Gardner's down. He's down. His spirit's broken. He's depressed. So let's kick him while he's down. Have the Third Army go down there and kill him and turn him into one of them. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Really? Wow. Now that's a whole new level of asshole. You know what I'm saying? Look, I try not to swear so much, but usually when my emotions get the better of me, it tends to happen, and I try not to cuss on Dark Avenger Inc. But, damn, really? And it's up to the rookie, Simon Boz, to come in and help him, and he gets help from Badge and everything, and it's really well done. This did a better job of, to me, this did a better job of showing Boz the Great Green Lantern better than Geoff Johns did. Even with the bullshit miraculous healing abilities that he now possesses, apparently. But yeah, this was really, really good. And Guy Gardner's being let in on the loop about the Guardians going mad and everything like that. And it ends, and it doesn't really end on a cliffhanger. It just ends on a damn moment. You know what I'm saying? One of those moments you're like, you're thinking to yourself, somebody's got to do something about these blue-faced bastards. You know what I'm saying? And it's really good. And apparently the Rise of the Third Army will conclude next week in the Green Lantern Corps Annual. DC. That means next week, for the conclusion of this story, I got to spill out $5. You better deliver. Because the last $5 Green Lantern book that I bought was a piece of shit. So you better deliver, okay? Or I'm going to tear you all a new asshole. Believe me. But this was good. Really good. Better than the Green Lantern. And here's something to even beat that one out. It's my pick of the week. The pick of the week goes to Green Lantern New Guardians number 16. Oh my God, this was good. This was good. This was some of the best Green Lantern stuff I've read out of the whole New 52 run. It is phenomenal. Tony Bedard, Aaron Cooter, y'all are doing a great job with this. The artwork, it's not... The artwork is good. Artwork is really good. It's just I've seen better. And this right here, I remember talking to somebody on Twitter. I don't remember who it was, but I was saying that I was saying a while back that I believe Kyle Rayner should be the one to do what needs to be done at the conclusion of this story, Rise of the Third Army. Now I believe that more than ever because of this book. I'm not going to spoil anything, or at least I'm not going to try to. All I'm going to say is we get a confrontation in here that I personally have been waiting for since this series started. Kyle Rayner versus Ganthet. And after reading this book, I'm like, Ganthet, you son of a bitch. I have a feeling Hurricane Chris might come out after reading this book. Am I right, bro? Am I right? Maybe, maybe not. But, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about this book. About the story. Now, my thoughts on Rise of the Third Army. This is what I want, DC. This is what I hope I see next week on the annual. I want to see Kyle Rayner. I want Kyle Rayner to be the one to do what needs to be done. We have a lot of fans, not just me, not just Chris, I mean, there's tons of people who've been saying this on the internet. This is what needs to happen. The Guardians have lost their minds. They've gone mad. They need to go. I don't care about their history anymore. I don't care about their legendary status in the DC comics or anything like that. I don't want to hear this bullshit excuse saying they can be saved or they can be convinced to do good. They've done too many bad things. They've killed too many people. They've committed too many murders. They've set up too many backstabbing deceits. They've set up too many of that shit. They have set up too much. They've done too much wrong. I believe that there's something that needs to be done with the Guardians. They need to go. And I want Kyle Rayner to be the one to do it. I swear to God, if they have Hal Jordan come out of a ring and have him be the one to do it, I'm gonna fucking puke. To me, this is the time for Kyle Rayner to shine. You know, back in the prior universe, I wasn't a really big fan of him, but now I am. This is a perfect opportunity to make Kyle Rayner the new Hal Jordan, if you will. They did a good job with it here, but this is just my opinion. Maybe that's going to happen, maybe it won't. But this is what I want. I want the final showdown between the Lanterns and the Guardians to end with Kyle Rayner being the one to have to do what needs to be done with those blue-faced bastards. And I swear to you, if we don't get that, I'm gonna puke. But this is my pick of the week because it was that damn good. We're gonna end this. After that, we're gonna end this with a Red Hood and the Outlaws number 16. This book bored the shit out of me. Scott Lobdell, whatever. Now, Timothy Green II, his artwork is good. I mean, it's a step up from the last artist on this book. But, wow, this book was boring as hell. And, oh my God. Arsenal. Somebody at DC, somebody write a story where he gets rid of that fucking baseball cap. That's just, sometimes it is indeed the little things that we notice in the story that really bug us, that really irritate us. And the fact that that Roy Harper, Arsenal, has been throughout the throughout countries all over the world. He's even been into space, yet he still has that fucking baseball cap. My God, really? It makes him look really dated. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He looks like a reject hero from a bad book from the 90s. It doesn't work. Get rid of the stupid ball cap. Then maybe we'll take this fucker seriously. Starfire doesn't hardly do anything in here. We don't hardly get any appearance at all from Jason Todd. We get the Teen Titans in here, which this lineup I'm not familiar with because I don't read the current Teen Titans, because I don't want to read the Teen Titan Tron series, as everybody's been calling it here on the internet. But man, this book was boring. Boring, boring. With good art. But good art does not save a story. So, whatever. That's all I got for this week, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Blugoblin01, my Blugoblin X channel. Follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr. Subscribe to Dark Avenger Inc, Dark Avenger Inc Plus. Follow them on Facebook. Do whatever you want to do. You won't regret it. I promise you. That's all I got for this week, everybody. And until next time, I'll see you later.